And the Nets struggling in Boston. It starts in game one when Jason Tatum hits that buzzer-beating layup, just a killer to give the Celtics the 1-0 series lead. And KD struggling in that loss. He shoots 9 for 24 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, 6 turnovers, and then this carries over to game two. He shoots 4 of 17 from the field, 0 for 10 in the second half. His career yesterday on Get Up, Stephen A. had this to say about KD.
It is scary how bad Kevin Durant has looked and how humbled he has been in this series thus far. He got to change it. He's got to turn it around. I got to believe he can, but I have never seen Kevin Durant look this bad. I am shell-shocked, and I have nothing to say in his defense, not anything, because of what I have seen.
I mean, Kevin Durant has nearly as many turnovers as made field goals through 2 games this postseason. It's the first time in his career he shot under 40% and committed at least 6 turnovers in consecutive games. And PG, you've had a front row seat to this. You're calling this series on the radio. Why is KD struggling so much?
We're struggling because of Boston's defense. They're playing extremely well. They're the best defensive team in the league. They have been all year. They have great length to go at them. Watch right now. It's always 2 players. These are 2 big players, Daniel Tice, Jason Tatum. The hands are up, but it's the help that's there. The turnovers are what is hurting the worst. 12 turnovers in 2 games. Watch the help again. It's not his primary defender. That's Jason Tatum. Watch Jaylen Brown come in from the backside. It's the team defense and what they're doing with his turnovers, creating the offense right there and going on the other end. Look at the size. You're happy when one guy contests a shot. There's 2 guys contesting a shot. This has happened repeatedly in the first 2 games. When he goes again, he's going against the entire team. I mean, literally, when you chart this, if one guy's contesting a shot, you're really pleased. They've had 2 contesting most of his shots. Sometimes it's 3. It's exceptional team defense. Kevin's gotten a little frustrated the way the game's been called.
Yeah, you can see it.
But he's also had everybody's discount. He's had 2 really good halves, too. He's had 1 big half in each game where he played well. I think he'll play much, much better in Barclays. But the problem is Boston's defense is exceptional. It's not going to get easier, and particularly if the teams are allowed to get physical with him. The biggest thing is the turnovers. He's got to be careful handling the ball. Most of his turnovers are when he's bouncing the ball, and the help is there coming against him.
I mean, Alan, you said something in our meeting this morning that you don't think he's playing with confidence, which is hard to believe when you're talking about KD.
No, as coach is going through some of those highlights, he was showing us the defense. You see him there fumbling the basketball, the turnovers, off balance on one spin move, dribble off his foot here. Yep. I mean, this is Kevin Durant. You know, this is not some scrub who just got into the league. I mean, this guy's one of the great players of all time, dribbling off his foot in crunch time, off balance shots. He's not, when he rises up to shoot a basketball, you always think it's going in. I was talking to a coach after game 2. He said he has no presence in this game. He had no presence. And that's not something you're used to seeing from him. Mm-hmm. So is it the defense? Absolutely. It's in his head a little bit too. And Steve Nash has got to figure out a way to help him.
Okay, so help him how? I mean, that would be the you mentioned the call. Should Steve Nash be saying something?
Don't get me wrong. If the officials allow it to be physical, that's a plus for Boston. I think the other thing that's a little lost in the shuffle, people forget, Ime Udoka was an assistant last year in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. That's a tremendous advantage. We also see that's happening.
Is he out coaching his boss from last year at this point?
No. It's not about coaching. It's about the players.